Hello all, welcome back again to my YouTube channel Zade Academy. Next up we got the match function here, which just like the index, it's very simple. You're not likely at all to use it on its own, but rather than as a component for more complicated nested formulas. So the match function kind of works in the opposite way of index. It returns the position of a specific value within row or a column. So in plain English, basically you are saying, hey Excel, I am looking for this value, whether it is a word or a number or whatever within this column or within this row, and it will return the position of that value. So three components of the match function here. You have got your lookup value first, which is what value you are trying to find the position of. Your second is lookup array, which is where you are looking, and note it has to be a one dimensional array. I will tell you why in just few seconds after. The third component is the match type. So if you are looking for the exact value, which you will be 99% of the time, just put it 0. If you are looking for something similar, you can use 1 or a negative 1 here. So that's all about the match function. So we have already we already talked about the index function. We talked about the match as well just few times back. Now it's a time to talk about how to combine them to do some really cool stuff. In fact, when you combine them, they act almost like a lookup function, but in some cases within even more flexibility. So they can find values in any column or any row within a given array. So let's take a look at an example which we have here. It's a little tricky to wrap your head around it, around at the first time. But once you break it down into its individual pieces or the components, you will see that it actually makes quite a bit of sense. So what we are gonna do here is we're gonna write an index function, but we're gonna nest match function within it. So in this case, we are saying let's find a specific subject marks within the students marks array from B2 to B11. So it's going to say index that array from B2 through D11. But rather than just saying move to the sixth row, then sixth row down and or the third column, which is giving it a very fixed direction. So I want to make it dynamic. I want the teacher to be able to input some value that will determine what cells we land on within that array, and that's exactly what the match function are used for. So if you recall the first piece of index function, which is array, which is b2 to 3, which is from b2 from here to d11. This is the array we need to select. The second piece is the row number. So here, how many rows down do you want to move? In this case, the number of rows down that we want to move depends on which student you care about. So what we can do here is create a match function that says, let the teacher enter whichever student name like he or she looking for in cell A15, and we are going to say match that student name within the range from A2 through A11, and then the answer is going to tell you how many rows down to the index. And then similarly allow the teacher to select from the which subject here or he or she want to check, and when you insert that into a match function based on the array from b1 to through the d11, sorry, b1 to the d1 only here, that will tell you how many columns over to move. That is all about the subjects we are talking. So it looks kind of like a beast of a function, but when you consider it consider each of the individual match formulas, kind of starting inside out and think about what the output of each of those match functions is, you end up with just a really simple index. So in this case, if you are selected student name as Addison here, and subject as a physics, This is just going to say index B2 through D11 from here to here. Go down to the fifth row from we are selecting from here, so fifth row, and the second column returns the marks as a 5, because addition got 5 marks in the physics subject, which is correct. So let's jump into an Excel and write one of these things from scratch here. Same exact concept here. We have got a hypothetical math marks checker tool, and in this case we have 10 students here, 3 subjects, and our goal is going to populate these cells here with the marks using an index function with match components to pull out certain or specific marks out of this array. First thing we need to do is add some data validation here, because I want the teacher to be able to drop down the options for student name and the subject, and the option called subject, rather than having to type it in. So I'm just going to select A15 first, going for the data, then data validation, allow a list, and that list is just going to be the list of the students that you are able to choose. So here press OK. As you can see, that works. So same thing with B15, which is subject tab. Go to the data validation, allow the list, and the source of that list going to be all subject mark that you can choose here. um, then hit OK, and now I'm able to select the combination of students marks and the the subject. So that's step one. Step two is writing the index match function. So we're gonna start with equals, then index, open up the parenthesis. It's going to be the total array of the first one is array, so it's going to be the total array of marks that we choose from, and which is this one. So so this formula is only gonna live in this one cell. I can either press F4 to fix this, or it can leave it relative, so it doesn't really matter in this case. But now I'm gonna comma over. Now the Excel is looking for the row number. So how many rows down to move? And again, it doesn't make sense just to tell Excel, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on, because it's function of which student the teacher has selected. So I'm going to use to insert a match function here, comma match function. Open up the parenthesis. I'm going to say match the value that the teacher has to put in, which is cell 15, comma over, and where I'm gonna look for it, and in this list of the student from A2 to A11. Same way you can fix it, or not relatively required. So that's right. Now I have Maria selected. So this will output the number one because it's first in the array, so it's in the first row within that array, and so on. So the index function will stay on the row one, which is what we want. Last but not least, the match type. So I'm going to do comma 0 for the exact match, because I want an exact match here. I'm going to close that off now, and now we like so here match function is done. Now comma over again. Now I'm in the column number component of the index formula. So I'm going to just insert another match function here. Open up the parenthesis. Now we are gonna look up which subject the teacher is care about. Yeah, comma. Then to the lookup array, which is going to be the list of the subjects, like from B2 to D1. Sorry, B1 to D1. And then the exact match for like type the we are pressing 0, close it off to finish the match function, and then one more parenthesis to close the index function as well, and that should do it. So here I get 8 right now. I have physics marks and with the name of Maria selected, so which is 8. And I can just pop around the different students name to make sure it's working. So you may see for the Wilmer, for the biology marks, if you see Wilmer biology marks are 10, so you can see here, you may get that. Likewise we choose another, let's say Addison, for the some other subject like math subject, 19. So where is that math? Yeah, got to go, there you go, for the index match function. So thank you all for watching this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel to AZ Academy. For other free courses, please mention in the comment box to create those courses free for you. Thank you all.